What's up, everybody? This is Krysta Jones, and we're here with the Tea with THC. And today we have a very, very special guest, Thunder Walker herself here. And we can't wait to hear everything, So please share a little bit about you, about your dispensary, about all the things, pressure, all the things. We want to hear about them all.
Absolutely. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm so excited to see you again. We had such an amazing time when you came into Oklahoma. I own a dispensary in Oklahoma City. It's medical marijuana, so we are right at the cusp of doing this reclassification, rescheduling. With the DEA. So we're busy doing that. Then I also am the founder of the Thunder Walker Experience, which seems to be described in so many ways, but it is a ecosystem in the cannabis and psilocybin industry. And then last but not least is Pressure News Media. It is America's cannabis plus culture first tabloid that's in this space. And I'm really excited about that we launched this past December. And I'm really out here enjoying life, getting a chance to be from legacy to legal, and also getting a chance to open doors for people that want to come into this space in all different levels. So that's what I'm currently doing, and I love it.
I definitely could tell. I've been blessed to catch all of it firsthand. So I definitely could see how special it is to you and how you cater and help to your team, all the brands you work with and all the people you work with. So definitely, I think that's very much needed and highly appreciated for doing that in the space. So thank you. And can you tell us more about your dispensary? I just had the pleasure of finally coming to see it.
Well,
Right?
yeah, really, for real. It's been a long time coming. I'm so grateful that you came out. We are literally 3,500 square feet of fun. It's a total experience. We used to be in Oklahoma a deli style. So we just went pre-packaging last year. So that was a learning experience. I was right next to an MSO and rocked their socks. They are now closed. They had 7 locations, and the location next to us actually closed along with the other locations. But Proud Mary is about an experience. It is literally between me and my partner and lifelong partner. We actually own this space. He grew up and was born here. He went to the University of Oklahoma, and he retired here. And so Proud Mary gives you a vibe, a type of energy. We're right next to the Blue Note, which is a historical club. And so when you come in, you get a chance to feel the vibe, the music. We don't want to just tell you about cannabis. We want to know your story. We want to know why you're here. Are you here to relax? Are you here to remove some stress, some PTSD, back problems, whatever you have, and the reason why you're on cannabis? We want to make sure that we find the right product for you. And not only that, we specialize in the canna boomers, which I'm really excited about. It's the people that's over 50 that's trying cannabis maybe for the first time, or maybe they're even a connoisseur of cannabis. But we want to make sure that they have the experience learning how to roll, learning how to cook with cannabis, and seeing all the different products, even microdosing. Then we have additional classes here, which I think are so much fun. We did a psilocybin class. I told you about the cooking class. Puffy and paint is really, really fun. And then we did shake, rattle, and roll. And with shake, rattle, and roll, what I love about that so much is that we were able to teach seniors how to roll their smoke.
That's awesome. Yeah, that it's super, some people have that skill and some people were never taught. So that's cool that you did that, especially with seniors. Um, can you tell us about how you built the Thundercats a little bit? I, have gotten to travel with them, do some activations, the launch of Pressure News, and experience a lot with them. Can you tell us a little bit about the Thundercats and what you do with the team?
Absolutely, absolutely. One of the things I do is just really, I'm a part of the culture. So I open up for major acts across the country. But when they come to Oklahoma, it's something very special. So whether it's bluegrass or whether it's hip hop, I've opened up for Rick Ross, Summer Walker, Gucci Mane, Bluegrass, the Black Towns Festival. And what I needed most was a small group of influencers. And so we created the Thundercats. And the Thundercats are micro influencers. They actually go out and introduce my product because I have 4 or 5 different lines of products, whether it's the City Girls, which is pre-rolls that are infused, whether it is a shake, which is called Candy Trap, or we have our single pre-rolls, which are called That Bitch and Ride or Die. And then we have these little tiny pre-rolls that are called Pussy Fairies. They actually introduce all my products out there to the patients and the consumers. So they get a chance to model, they get a chance to be spokespersons for me and my product. So doing that, I like to make sure that I have young people that come in and really get me to tap into what the culture is currently doing and reminiscing of what we used to do. You know, Michael Jackson right now, his movie is out. So I'm all over that because that was my time frame. But the young people are getting a chance to learn about him all over again. So what does that mean for the culture of cannabis? And what does that mean for young people that are trying to be influencers? We take Thundercats, we have them audition, and we talk to them not only about the culture, the music, but we also talked to them about the business, and we also talked about the responsibility of being a patient and having cannabis.
That's awesome. The education is so important, right?
Mhm.
That's great, and definitely the movement is noticeable, and they're a great team, you know. So it's awesome seeing them, seeing you, when we're able to travel and do things. As far as talking about the business side and the aspect of, you know, doing all these things, can you share with us? I think a lot of people are misinformed on what it really takes to grow a brand, or to run a dispensary, or to do the things that we do in our space. And so if you can share a little bit about what, what inputs, what outputs it takes to really do these things and accomplish them successfully.
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, it's the wild, wild west. Whether you're in Oklahoma or whether you're in another state, this cannabis industry is unfolding daily, sometimes minute by minute. You don't really know what's going to happen, and I love that about the industry. I really, really do. But what I think is really important about the industry is that if you want to be in this space, you have to be dedicated and you have to actually love the plant because it's not friendly always. There's some issues where there's stigma still here, whether it's in banking or whether it's literally running a cannabis space or being a mother in cannabis or female just in general in cannabis. Sometimes we are looked at as and judged in a way that's really, really not fair. But that's okay because I feel like if you're in it to win it, you will stick around and make sure that you dig deep in and do what's best for the plant. For me, I have, I literally jumped bail to get into this industry. And what I mean by that is I was already part of the legacy side. And I had an opportunity to speak in New Jersey, but I was out on bail due to some other reasons, and you gotta dig a little bit to find out a little bit about Thunder, but I've talked about it before. But I was out on bail, and Women in Weed, the Women Expo, actually called me. Brooke, she called me and she said, "Hey, I would love for you to speak in New Jersey." And I was like, "Okay." And I found out what I was going to be speaking about, which is cannabis real estate, which is my background. And I said to myself, you have an opportunity to stay here, look at this trial, see if you're going to make it out of this trial, and try to re-pick up where you are as a real estate person. Or you can jump and go to New Jersey and actually speak. And so I was facing 10 to 20 years for something that I did not do. I mean, I just did not do it. So I looked at the opportunity to go and speak at the Expo for Women, and I did that. I went ahead and jumped. And so I took a plane to New Jersey and I went ahead and made my way. And that day, I actually won Woman on the Rise. And so I had my shades on. I'm like going through the airport. I was so nervous. I didn't even have any cannabis on me, but I'm going through the airport thinking, "Oh my God, let me just get to Jersey and get to and get back." And so when I won Woman on the Rise, I knew that it was the right decision. And without that, Thunder Walker and the Thunder Walker experience would not even exist. So sometimes you have to look at your situation and you have to say to yourself, do I take the risk? And the risk for me was I knew what I had was burning. I really knew that it could turn out any kind of way because a lot of innocent people are currently sitting in jail right now. And then I knew that there was this opportunity over here on the East Coast. And I said, I'm going to take the opportunity. And that's what I did. So it's a little rough in the edges, but once you get in it, and I'm 5 years strong on the legal side, I'm really, really excited that I made that decision. And case in point, I did get back without an issue. So knock on wood.
Yeah. Well, we definitely got back safely. So, tell us. You mentioned real estate, doing real estate a little bit before your experience in cannabis. Can you tell us a little bit of exactly what you were doing, how you were doing that, and how that really kind of stems into what you do currently?
Yes, exactly. So my father was a real estate appraiser, and when I was a little girl, I didn't really know what I wanted to be, but I knew I wanted a Barbie 3-story penthouse. And so he purchased it for me. And on that Christmas morning, I thought it was going to be all set up, ready to go. And of course, it wasn't. It was still in the box. And so he handed me the directions and he told me, these are your plans and specs. And this is your area in the den. This is going to be your lot for your real estate. And you need to build it. And so everybody was playing with their toys on Christmas morning, and I had to build a 3-story penthouse with an elevator for my Chrissy, Barbie, and Teresa. And so I did it. But that was the start of me truly learning about real estate and what it takes. Cannabis is nothing but real estate, whether it's the real estate on the shelf, the real estate on the floor, or whether it is your dispensary processor or manufacturer or either grow. Everything has to do with real estate in this country and maybe even in this world. So I got my real estate license. I became a developer and I'm also an appraiser. So I went ahead and started appraising cannabis, which is really, really fun. Being able to tell the value of cannabis is so important. Why is it important? Not just because we like to be able to tell if it's going to make us feel a certain way, but it's also important as far as legislation is concerned. And it's important as far as when someone is caught with cannabis on the legacy side, their sentencing has to do with how much the cannabis is worth. So when you see somebody and you see a stop and they say, we busted these people with $1.5 billion worth of cannabis or $500 million worth of cannabis. Well, who sets that value? Is it street value or is it actual market value?
Right.
That's what I do. And so this industry needs a huge education about the value of cannabis, whether it is dirt weed or whether it's connoisseur, can add on to your sentencing right now. And so we really need to have a true conversation about that.
Yeah, it's interesting how it aligns and how you can really put two and two together with the real estate. And so
Yeah.
with the cannabis industry and everything you're doing, what do you hope to leave 3 to 5 years from now? What do you hope to leave?
Well, I am so grateful for the opportunity to represent this plant. And so owning a dispensary, being a patient, being a caregiver of a daughter that has autism and she uses it for her autism. She's a patient. I think the next step for me is to really look at legislation and how to structure this, whether it be in an advocate or actually running for office. And then I do have a book coming out I'm really, really excited about. It's called Trap House Nanny, where it tells the story of how I had to navigate being a mom in this industry, finding a sitter that will help with my children, and then still being able to come out here and smile for everybody else. And I think it's important because we hold so much water. There's so much responsibility for us in this industry. It's not just about selling the product. It's about education. It's about legislation. It's about keeping the product safe. It's about having the the wherewithal to understand who actually should own the plant, and it's the people that should own the plant. So that's where I want to go, and that's what I'm doing and moving toward in my next 5 to 7 years in this industry. Every step is ordered by my spirituality of this space, because this is also a spiritual space for me. So that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, well, I'm excited to be watching and being a part of that because I definitely know I will. So I can't wait. Well, thank you so much. Go ahead.
I can't wait either, Krista. I really appreciate our friendship, our bond. I appreciate your drive. I appreciate all of your knowledge. And I'm just grateful for there's people like you, and there's not that many, let's be clear, but there's people that are like you that has the wherewithal to create in this industry. And you're such a voice, and your business knowledge is amazing. So I'm just grateful to call you, one, a friend, and then call you also an associate that I work with as much as I possibly can.
Same here, and it's been a pleasure. And I truly have just enjoyed us being able to do so much in the space in such little time. To be honest, I know time's flying and it feels like forever, but damn, we have done so much and gone so many places and affected so many people. I'm constantly being reminded all the time. So I hope people are doing the same for you. You know, I'm sure they are. So, but
Absolutely. Well, you
tell
know what? What would be really fun, Krista, in 7 years, if they Google you and they Google me, we both show up together.
yes. Oh, you already know. You already know. Can you tell us where we could Google you, where we can find you, where we can find Miss Thunder?
Absolutely. Check out the thunderwalkerexperience.com and make sure you subscribe to Pressure News Media. And if you're in the great state of Oklahoma, stop by Oklahoma City at Proud Mary. It's an experience you won't regret, whether you use cannabis or not. We want to see you in here. We have a wall for you to put your ideas, your culture, your energy into. And I'm just so grateful to be alive today in this space dealing with cannabis.
You're amazing. Well, thank you so much for taking the time. I appreciate you for so many things. And that is the tea with THC. Follow us some more and we'll keep you updated.